Everyone, Dirge Gaming here with another Starcraft 2 Heart of the Swarm commentary. This is going to be a ZvT. I got myself spawning in the lower left-hand corner as the red Zerg, and my opponent is going to be Pandanator as the blue Terran in the top right. This is another replay, obviously. On Dark Watcher, I've been getting a lot of Terran players recently. I think a lot of the games I've been posting have been mostly Terran. I think there's one Protoss so far. But, yeah, I'm not a big fan of fighting Terran, just because of all their units. Their T1 really is... Marine Marauder is pretty good. I will be going for a fast expansion. That's what I like to do. It is a long map. I think my last game was Dark Watcher 2. But yeah. So it's a good map. I like it. I like this map. I also like about this is the large open center, because that allows me to get better surrounds, you know, or whatever unit type he's making, unit composition. I get a little bit better, especially if I have really good creep spread. I can just move my units like crazy speeds to get around his and stuff like that. So there's my drone. Move my drone down and grab this, and his SCV's coming over. I don't think he probably sees it right away, actually, because SCV. Yeah. So he's gonna come down and try to scout out what's going on. And as for right now, this is the hatchery. I will be putting down my spawning pool, followed by my geyser. And he is going for a fast expansion as well. Command center first, after supply depot. So that's pretty standard. Both of us are playing pretty standard. He's going to throw that racks down. It is common for a lot of Terran to just throw their command center as part of their wall, because you could build it on low ground, but then that makes it very susceptible to early ling harass, and it's just annoying for them. So most people won't even bother with that, unless like a TVT or But even then. Now I thought he might build a bunker here, because SCV is kind of hanging out for a while, but he's not doing anything. He just wants to get as much scouting done as possible, just so he can react properly. Now, I do still like Ling Baneling Muta versus Terran, and I think the mistake that I made in my last game when they went bio was I didn't get infestors. Like, okay, yeah, Ling Baneling is good, but if you don't have enough, you need to have a lot to destroy a big bio ball like the other guy had. So, either I need to get a lot more of them, or start using infestors properly. So now I see this bunker going down, so I'm assuming he's going to be putting I don't even see the command center yet, but I'm assuming he's going to be expanding soon, or he wouldn't be putting a bunker in the low ground like that. Send this overlord up here, just to keep an eye out, because Terran like to drop, and I hate that. So I like to always keep an eye out to just get, if they are going to drop like early, or at least advanced warning, so that I can prepare myself for it. So where are you going, Queen? Apparently this queen wants to go down to this expansion. Should be going back up here to inject, because his inject is going to be popping soon. I want to have there to inject. I should be getting my creep queen pretty soon. I'm just sending these lings up. I like to keep some forward lings, just so if he does push out with some sort of early aggression, I can keep on top of it. And that way I'm not caught off guard, because if you're caught off guard at Zerg, you can get screwed over pretty easily. As any race, really, but that's never fun. I got my Baneling nest, so I do plan on getting a couple Banelings. I see he's starting to wall off, so Baneling bust is always viable. Now I should be starting my next two gas soon. Either, I think after layer, I go for my two geysers. Evos are going down. I like to keep a couple overlords on the side also, because even if I miss the drop up here, if he's going around this way, then I can at least see it before it gets into my base. I can react with my army properly. So he was finishing his wall off. He's got a couple Marines in these bunkers here. Nothing too huge yet. He's throwing down a couple more racks. He's got a factory. He's got a reactor coming up here. He's just getting Marines right now, which is fine by me because, now he's getting double starport. I don't think I see that. I see one starport going down. So, at this point in the game, it could mean Banshee, but 9 times out of 10, this is going to mean he's going to have some medevacs on the way. So, now I should at least be throwing down at least one spore each base, just so I don't have to worry too much. If a drop does come, at least it'll take out the medevac. So I got my creep spread starting here. Lair tech is on the way. And at this point, I should really be going for my third, because I know he's probably expanded by now. Because I knew that he was building buildings on the low ground, I think. Did I scout with a link? No, I didn't. So I should be going for, especially with all these resources in the bank. And since I know he's not, I'm going to scout up here and just see what's going on. I see the wall off, so obviously he has. I don't know why I put a wall off on the low ground after walling off up here, but I mean, I guess to prevent any sort of ling run by, it's a pretty good idea. So I'm starting my third, and throwing down a macro hatch. Should be injecting here. Got 2 queens. Throwing down an infestation pit. Because now I do want to go infestors, because infestors versus bio is good, especially if you have like a decent amount of lings and banelings, or even like if you, for some reason, you do go roach, even though marauders completely tear roaches apart. It does help deal with them a little bit more. He does have some widow mines, very annoying. Especially if you're sending out a lot of banelings, they can take out most of your banelings just with one widow mine. So that's pretty annoying. My creep spread is getting, it's not bad, it could always be better. And see, I noticed the starports, so I'm throwing, I see this command center also. But I am throwing up some spore colonies, or spore crawlers rather, these spore colonies from Starcraft 1. But these will at least give me some sort of leeway if he does try to drop on my mineral lines. So he's getting ravens. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I guess they're good for detection, for like bird roaches and stuff, but if he scouted me, he's been scanning me all game, so he should know that I'm not going for roaches. My 1-1 is on the way, along with pathogen glands. I got some infestors coming, I got hive tech on the way also. So starting to get upgrades. Probably could have started them a little bit earlier, but I was just concentrating on teching up because, yeah, Terran can just stay at tier 1 for a while with their medevacs, but as Zerg, you want to have the options, because if I just stick with Ling Baneling, if he does something cheesy, then that can easily just screw me over. Spore Crawler going down up here, infestors are out. And now I do notice this command center, so I kind of want to position some lings up here, which is where these guys are going. Just so if he does land it, I can just run my lings right in and try to do as much damage as possible, especially if he lands mules. I can just shut his mules down immediately. I do have centrifugal hooks on the way, just for that faster baneling speed, which is good because it helps it get better connects, because otherwise, Marauder's slow and stuff like that can get annoying, and you just won't connect where you need to. So it does have quite a few ravens. Another starport. I don't know why another starport. I mean, unless he's going for some airplay, but I guess that is possible. Armory is down. I do have neuroparasite on the way. I think I just got this because I had so many resources. I just wanted to, help spend it a little bit. He did drop here. Let me just rewind that a little bit. Yeah, he just can move in here. And I don't see it right away, but as soon as he starts moving in, I do see it, because I was checking on that. I just started neuroparasite, so see that I gotta move my queens out of the way. Now this spore crawler helps me out with this dropship, because he's gonna have to move that away to just get out of range, and I can get to surround my drones. And I think my army, at least my infestors are coming up here, just to get a funnel down, help out a little bit, so I don't lose quite as many drones, but. He's a little ahead in resources lost, and that does suck a little bit more for me because I lost those workers. So, let's just start rallying my workers back up here because there's still quite a few minerals up here. Always helpful. So now he knows I have infestors. My creep spread is still pretty good. Still pretty good. Ultra's Cavern is going to be on the way. Now, I know he's going, at least from what I've scouted, I think he's going bio. Because I think I still only see that one star bar. I should have swung my Overlord in, just to kind of get a better feel. But he is going for Vikings. I'm not sure why, because he hasn't scouted anything that would incline him to go Vikings. I mean, one Viking is, pretty standard. You just fly around and kill Overlords that are trying to get forward, like some scouting information. But otherwise, I don't see them. So unless they're going for like Mutalisks or Broodlords even, they're pretty good versus Broodlords and Corruptors. Because I think, yeah, they do more damage versus armored. Broodlords and Corruptors are both armored, so that does work to his advantage if I went that route. He's getting a fusion core, so that means battle cruisers. Chitinous plating is on the way for me, as well as 5 Ultralisks and 2-2. He is getting ship plating, which it's good. If he's going mech, it's better, but it does help his dropships be a little bit more resilient. So, I have some infestors here. I still have these lings. Now, it sucks because he sends his Vikings over here and sees the lings, so he's going to land his command center, but he's probably going to turn it right around because my lings are there. Yeah. So that kind of sucks, but it's not game-breaking. Where are these Ultras at? There they are. There's the Ultras. I do have a lot of larvae here. I think I forgot to hotkey this. That's why there's so much larva here, just kind of hanging out. But not necessarily a bad thing, because if I need to make a lot of units really quickly to counteract something that he's doing, that helps me a lot. So I really should have gotten up a 4th base by now, even though he's still on 2. Because he's still on 2, me only being on 3 is fine. But I think that's where these drones are going right now, actually. They're going to build start up a base down here, start up a base down here. Just kind of utilize these resources that I have. He does have quite a few banked resources also. Not a lot of gas, but a lot of minerals. He's going to try to do some of these Vikings up here. I think my army... No, I did move my army out. So that's kind of annoying. Doesn't manage to kill the Queen, but I think I do give away that I have Ultralisks right here. Yeah. So he does get away with those Vikings. And he is getting battlecruisers. Now, battlecruisers, I don't think the correct choice to deal with Ultralisks. Honestly, Marauders. A tier 1 unit can melt tier 3 Zerg Ultralisks, which is pretty ridiculous, but that's Starcraft for you. Lots of Zerglings, lots of Ultras. I got my Infestors coming up. Now, I do want to push a little bit. I don't know what he has exactly. I know he probably has some bio. He has Vikings, which is interesting to me. So, I do want to send at least one Zergling up to kind of see what's going on. I don't know these Widow Mines are here just yet. I'm still my Overlord over here, so I could easily just swing him in. I probably died of the Marines, or the Widow Mines, but if nothing else, I at least delayed his 3rd, which is good, because he still hasn't even gone back over there to try to take that yet. Now, I should be scouting out soon. These Overlords need to back up. Back up. I don't know, they're probably just rallying up here. But I do, move the Overseers up, I do see the Widow Mines, so I kind of want to just get them to fire, so they are on cooldown when I move my army up so I don't get slaughtered. Because I could lose a lot of Zerglings and Banelings like that. So, I think I do... Yeah, at this point I just want to move in. I just want to break his front door open. Yeah, okay, I did lose some units, but nothing too crazy. Now see, look how the Funkles work. Granted, he could have had a lot more infantry there, but Fungal is just so good versus any sort of light unit. And even just holding units in place like these Vikings just to keep them away. Now that does suck. The Seeker Missiles suck. But he doesn't have enough ground units. I mean, yeah, battlecruisers, their units, I can't attack them with my composition right now, but they don't do enough damage to really deal with the Ultralisks. I mean, the Ultralisks are going to do so much damage by the time the battlecruisers actually kill them. You know, plus I have so many more on the way. 3-3's halfway done, 5 more Ultralisks on the way. I do get start building a hydrogen, a roach warren, kind of, you know, whatever. I just want to throw that down just to be safe. But hydrogen, because I'm completely ripping his base apart. By the time he gets to do anything, I get tons of Hydralisks on the way. So, reinforced with a ton of Zerglings. Like, his base is pretty much done at this point. He has no way of dealing with this. Just tons of Ultralisks, tons of Zerglings, 40 more Zerglings on the way. It's crazy. I probably didn't need that many, but I just wanted to be safe. I wanted to make sure I destroyed his base. Because as far as I know, he doesn't have a third, he doesn't have anything anywhere else on the map. All he has is lifted command centers. So at least this way, he's basically unrecoverable. All he has is his air units, which with my economy I can easily deal with. So I don't care too much if I lose a lot of Ultralisks and Zerglings, you know, whatever. Although I still have so many. I was producing these like a madman. Adrenal glands are finally on the way. I should have got them sooner. And roach speed, along with groove spines for Hydralisk range. So these overlords are finally going. They took some damage. I'm probably Seeker missile. So I check up here, make sure there's no third. Make sure there's no way for him to get any sort of resources against. All he has is 2 command centers left and his air units. So I'm kind of just moving around with these. There's no way he's going to kill these too fast. So I'm not really too concerned. Plus, you know, he's basically done. I don't know why he didn't leave the game yet. I guess he thought he could do something with this, but I mean, yeah, he has quite a few battlecruisers, but against a certain amount of Hydras, you're not going to do much. I do have muscular augments on the way for Hydra speed, and I am going to be throwing down a bunch of spore crawlers, just because I know this is his last-ditch effort. I don't want to let him do any damage. I just want to discourage him, get him to leave, and just end this, because he's basically done. All I need is to get like a few mutas or even Hydras to just take these command centers out, and he's done anyway. So he's going to kill this queen off, but I have 28 Hydralisks on the way, 6 spore crawlers. I made sure I put him where he'd be. So yeah, this is just futile right here. I mean, nice try, but yeah, fungals are going down. My Hydralisk should be here momentarily. Yeah, all Hydras are popping. They're all Parasite, which I just got for the hell of it. It actually worked to my advantage. So either he's going to kill his own battlecruiser, or me just take these battlecruisers over and give so much damage to his stuff, which is pretty great. I do have all these Hydralisks right here. No attack upgrade, but their armor upgrade, you know. Plus he only has 1 armor upgrade on his air units, so he's done. Yeah, Neural Parasite again, and that's just, there goes the GG. He wasn't going to be able to recover from that. So, yeah, he was a random player, I do have to say. So it does make it a little more difficult for him because he's not just focusing on one race. He kind of just has to play whatever he gets, which does suck a little bit. But you know, that was his decision to enter the game like that. Yeah, I do like Infestors versus Bio. I think I'm going to start doing that more, just because it helps a lot. As far as holding them there so they don't get to retreat, or just for bailing connections and stuff like that. This did break my losing streak. I think I was on a 2-game losing streak, so this that broke that. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.